Okay, let's see here. Turn this around for a minute. Oh, God darn it. It's going. Oh. 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 Let me go get my glasses and my water. Oh, I started it before I really had everything situated. Oh. Oh. Okay, let's see here. Oh. Oh, let's see here. What is it I can do here? I forgot. Oh, okay. Let's see.
Very few people need any instruction in negative self-programming. You don't need to read any books or to take any classes. Programming yourself negatively is obviously something that people learn to do very well on their own.
Oh. Oh. No. Uh, uh, Hey, what's up, Tomcat? Sorry. I had the okay, I'm sorry, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard about that. Things there's a whole genre of, or I've seen where they don't just. I guess they don't just. I'm trying to see. I didn't have the chat where I could see it just a second ago while I was playing. I'm trying to. Uh oh, I better be careful. Okay, Gray Cloud, stop. Yeah, man. No, I was thinking, I know what you're talking about. I just don't. I mean, I've heard of it. Uh, yeah, I got to playing there for a second. That's the hardest I've played these little tiny. Uh, Whew, it's warm here, and then I'm in front. I'm in the living room. I've got a fan right in front of me, but the only air conditioner I have is in my window in my bedroom. I ain't trying to heat or cool the entire trailer. I've said that over the past few years on my channel. Um, oh, cool. Are you working again? I haven't really touched. I mean, we haven't talked in a while. And I noticed, like, I know you'd said you'd put that country song up yesterday, but I'd like looked at your channel the other day, and I noticed like you hadn't done any like like fireside chat or anything like that in a while. Like it's all just kind of like you've just been like writing words and then orchestrating it with the music thing, the whatever it is you use. Whew. But I was just saying, I noticed when I was looking at your channel, like the day before yesterday, I went and looked just because like one of your posts came up in my, like your community post. And I went in and looked at the channel to see if there was anything like that had been maybe something you'd made and been talking about in a video over the last few weeks or something. I just didn't notice anything. Okay. Well, I was saying, I just noticed it looked like a lot of what you've uploaded in the past few weeks. It's just been mainly songs. So, and I see them. I just don't always comment on shit and everything. I just listen or watch or whatever. I realize sometimes it's not like I used to try to comment every time I watched something that especially if it was somebody I knew or whatever, or communicated with. Whew. No. Oh, yeah, I see that. Ugh. I hadn't had that in I don't know how many years. But, I think my life's probably like a lot better without it. Like as far as the headaches that go with trying to have something like that, as a regular thing, especially if that's the only thing that it is. Like, but anyway. I just don't get around, you know what I mean? Like I don't go anywhere. I don't drive. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have a vehicle. I don't drive. Like I know how to drive, but I don't have a license and all that kind of stuff. So it's not like and I know you said before that I don't think you're, been driving or whatever. But like when you live out in the middle of BFE, and like the closest place around, within walking distance is 4 or 5 miles. And then all that is just a few stores. It ain't like there's nowhere really to go. And for me to try to meet people, like as far as that goes, like trying to date. Now online, of course, but like, I don't really mess around with that. Like people, like I'll get a lot of DMs and stuff on X and stuff, and somebody trying to act like they're wanting to be my friend or something. And then it's kind of like it's either like a scammer or it's either a fake account it's a real person making a fake account trying to get something out of me, or it's like a bot or something, So a lot of times if I catch on and think that that's the case, I end it real quick. I don't try to talk to nobody like too long if I think that, especially if I think I'm not even talking to a damn person, Anyway, yeah, I was saying when I got that last little. Sorry if I'm boring you, man. Oh, it's warm. Well, I had told you the other day I hadn't been doing a lot. You said you missed the live stream. Was it the day before yesterday? hold on. Somebody left me okay, never mind. Okay. I have a voice recording. I think I have a message in my voicemail, but it's not, excuse me. Oh, well, I was just meaning like I felt, I think more of so I was thinking to myself that maybe I was carrying on too long or whatever, but whew, uh, getting a little heartburn. I'm seeing the numbers fluctuate. It's looking like we've had, like you're here. It there's at least two other people that are watching, but it's like kind of bouncing in and out. It went from 2 to 3 and then down. But like I've talked about that plenty of times in streams and said, I try not to pay attention to it. And then here I am bringing it up, actually verbally saying something. But I'm going to have to get up and get some more water real quick. Yeah, I got to be easy on these because this is just a little, this is right. Yeah. It was Sunday. So yeah, like I'd been on for like, I think a little over an hour, like right at a little over an hour. And a few people had showed up and talked. Oh, wait, I'm trying to remember. If anybody showed up on Sunday. I can't remember, damn. I was thinking I either streamed that day and I saw people watching and nobody ever chimed in the chat. But I was thinking someone talked to me for a little bit. And then, oh, yeah, my friend, there's a friend that I didn't know lives near me. And we actually know each other from X. And then they've recently discovered my channel. And then they were in the live stream. And it turns out they live they're right here. Like, matter of fact, I didn't know it. And they were like last week sometime I was in the store that's right within walking distance. And she was like buying a vape or something, Anyway, I don't want to talk about all that because it turns out like she figured out that we live in the same area and all that. We know some of the same people, and I didn't want to. But I assured her like nobody watches the people she knows that I know from church. They don't watch my channel or anything, and they're not like on X platform or any of that kind of crap. So, So I just realized I needed to stop talking kind of because I don't want to talk about anybody else's information. Hold on a minute. Trying to get my glasses on. I'm going to have to get up and get something real quick in a second. So, yeah, I have my preferences. If I was to like have my perfect image of someone that, like what I would prefer to date. I have one set, kind of but I've never really, I guess what I'm saying is a lot of times my relationships have ended up being with, and I think I've talked about this before because you've said it, you're the same, but, right. Well, that's what I was going to say is I'd say the majority of the girls that I actually have ever dated as a serious relationship were heavier set or big, I only had a couple actual girlfriends that were kind of like, I had one that was, you know what I'm saying? But well, because of course there's going to be something that's appealing physically. Like sometimes I have been with people that were just nothing. At first glance, I wouldn't have ever thought I would have ended up dating them, and I ended up dating them. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first met them, there was no I wasn't like even thinking that way. Like there was no attraction in my mind, but you get to know somebody to the point where like you're looking past, like in the conversations and stuff. My preferences don't have a dick because right, like it is strange, like I mean, I've watched all kinds of different nasty stuff, and I don't understand. I don't even want to talk about that really, because I try my best to. Here recently, I've been struggling with it, but I'm trying to like refrain from visiting certain types of adult sites and shit. That I am a man, I'm a grown person, but it can be an issue with me at times, or it has been in my life. I've had problems, and it's just like anything I'm doing, like that's like instant type of gratification, whether that be drinking, smoking, whatever. I tend to overdo it. I think you know what I'm saying there. Well, no, that's not always true. I mean, I've been with some big girls that didn't always have that big of titties, um, comparatively. But I'm not. That's another thing. It's like I don't know, man. People ask like, "Are you a tit or ass man or either this and that?" I don't know. I'm just kind of like whatever. Like I said, if it's if it involves any kind of me somewhat getting to know someone, just even on the most smallest of levels, but and there's an interaction going on, conversation. That's probably what's going to most. It's like I could be sitting talking to the most attractive woman, but if the conversation is bullshit, then I'm probably not going to spend much time talking to her, and I'm not interested in much else. Like I really don't like, even if she's wanting to have, like, if you know what I'm saying, like, that it's like, especially if the conversation ain't good, but she's wanting to get down. Those are the kind of things. It's like you get down and you move on because you realize this shit there ain't nothing here. You know what I mean? Like, but like I said, I haven't been with anybody in years. Like, oh, let me get that water real quick. I'm kind of. Let me slow down for a second too. Like I said, when I'm not up at, like, most of the time, if I'm not outside, like taking a walk, or I'm out, I got a nice little area. You've seen me out back before, sitting in that little area where the birds and stuff, like, it's covered and shady. If I'm in the trailer and I'm not like making a video, because if I'm making a video, I usually be up front. Oh. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, I never cared about that either, really, because I've been with so many damn, you know what I mean? Because I've been with, I've been with professionals that, like that's what they did for a living, was have sex. So I can't really say much about anything. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like the way I figure, now that would be, like, if I knew someone's history, like really, like, depending on when you're meeting them, that would probably be like, that might deter me from wanting to be in a serious relationship. But if they're at a point in their life when I meet them, I don't mean to sound too taking this shit too serious. I'm just meaning, if I was still like, let's say on the market, like, trying to find somebody. Oh, I was going to get some water. I am sweating my butt off. Plus, I think I'm going to take something, see if it'll help with my, oh, oh. Oh, man. Oh. Okay, let's see. Oh. Okay. Oh, 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 oh. Excuse me. I took something right before this, like an herbal thing, and I think it's like it was. I think what I'm experiencing right now is the what I took right before I started the being on stream was breaking down in my stomach, and it's causing me to feel like I got heartburn. So I'm gonna take this. Yeah, I've never understood the whole concept of if anybody's like, you know what I mean, like with Islam and stuff, and maybe your brain, maybe I'm just over analyzing everything today, but uh, but what I'm saying is, whoa, hold on a minute. It's like when I hear that particular part of things about the Muslim faith is, it's strange to me that if after here's eternal, it's just like weird. Like, why would you need, once you're done here and then on to the next level of existence, which would be in the spiritual realm? I don't think anybody's going to need, we're not going to have those same desires. So it's always fascinated me that why would that, it just like, okay, well, you're going to have this many virgins in heaven when, okay, well, you know, I don't know. It's funny to me. Now, of course, I've never done the research enough. Like, I did have someone give me a copy of the Quran one time, and I tried to read it as much as I could. And of course, it was just like anything. I read it with a grain of salt. I didn't pay it any attention, and I didn't study it enough to know much about. I just wanted to see a little bit about what the book was about, and it's just kind of, just like I've done with a lot of different things as far as in my searches for spirituality and God or any of those type of things. You know, right? I know that. Oh, I'm not gonna read it out loud just because I don't know how fucking. Well, actually, we're in the middle, but I know what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah, like there we go. Oh, yeah, they don't like. There's certain things that they don't want you to know about and whatever. Like it's interesting. Like I've learned a lot from watching. I get the most information out of when you find people that have left the Muslim faith and like become. I don't know if they've converted and become another faith or not, but they've left that particular religion. And when they divulge actual, yeah, no, this is what's and it's like, uh, Speaking of which, I wish I had a link I could share right now, because I plan to back his book, and I'm just I haven't a comic book, but Bosch Fawston he's an ex-Muslim. He was raised Muslim, but he left the faith and stuff, and then but he has a comic book character called Pigman, and it's like it was something he created in response to 9/11, and it's kind of like the superhero. He's like he's a Muslim in the comic book. Pigman's a Muslim that leaves the faith, and then he has a brother that's in but Pigman, how they don't like pork, so that's the whole thing, and so it's a pretty cool thing. But some of his Pigman, he's been doing Pigman for a long time, but some of it got some of is out of print, or he's been banned and stuff from certain areas of the comic book industry or other cartoonists and stuff in the mainstream. Right. Personally, there's a lot of things I just don't really like. I have certain opinions about, but I just don't talk about it a lot of times, especially not on but since you brought it up, I do agree with you, but yeah, it led me into talking about Pigman, and I plan to back. You can go to Fund My Comic and find it if you know what a Fund My Comic is, but it's a new crowd starting. It's been open for a few years now, but trying to pack a bowl real quick while I'm talking. Well, I censor myself somewhat. Well, not really. I mean, you've seen me on live streams plenty of time talk about whatever the hell I want. It's just sometimes I watch what I say just because I have an audience that there are, and we've talked about that. I don't give a shit what anybody else says, and they can say whatever they want in the chat as long as they're not being offensive to other people. Like direct insults. Like I've had that happen. You know what I mean? Like we'd be having a good stream and people be getting along in the chat, and then you have some asshole come in there and be like, fucking just trying to cause friction, like just saying dumb shit to people, like. But that's what moderators are for and shit. But like what I'm saying, like I'm not even. I really don't think about it that much. I just do what I do, and it's not like I'm trying to purposely not talk about anything. I just like a lot of times I don't make. You know what I mean? Like I don't do commentary on like what's going on in the news a whole lot or nothing like that or anything. Every once in a while you might see me talk about something, but like I ain't even been like all this shit what's been going on with Israel and Iran. Like I see what's going on, but I don't really. I'm trying not to pay a whole lot of attention. I'm trying to read. Okay, I'd rather die of AIDS than ever censor myself. I'm not the one. No, I think we know where we stand. I think you know where I'm coming from and everything. But there have been times that I think you thought like I was offended by you, and I've never been offended by you, and because like like at 51 years old, like I've said a lot of things, I've done a lot of things, like we were just talking about. Like I've slept with like people that's what they did for a living, was that they sold their bodies and stuff. So I've been in a lot of different areas of my life where I have done things that I'm not necessarily bragging about, not necessarily proud of, but they were shit I did. I wouldn't change it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't change it, but it doesn't mean that I might not try to, I try to be, I falter every fucking day though. I fall off, you know what I mean? I fumble quite a bit. Okay. Somebody else, it looks like just tuned in, maybe, but if they're interested, we've just been kind of hanging out, talking. Uh, we were we went from talking about. Well, I played the drums for a second, and then I've just been babbling. Then we talked about Islam a little bit. We've talked about uh, a lot of different things so far. Not a lot, but a few things. Just kind of trying to catch anybody up that is tuning in. And if you'll forgive me for a second, Tom, I'm going to just because I'm kind of starting to feel a little bit less like I was feeling just a minute ago. Remember, I said I was having a little bit of heartburn, and then I had to get the water and everything like that. But things are starting to kind of that part of it's kind of disappearing. But for a split second, I think I'm going to turn the camera around real quick, and well, I guess I could do it like this, but I think that it looks better if I'm playing the drums for a second, like the little kit. To me, if I'm playing, I think people might just like to see how, even though you can't see the whole real well, and it's just a tiny little kit, I like how it turns out better if I'm playing it this way with the camera looking at it. And then if I decide to say any words or something, I'm like right here. So just keep on it. I'll die once, martyr forever. Right. I've always said, like, I talk about, I know that when the day comes, if I'm called to give my life, I will. It's like, and I was thinking about that earlier today. I was thinking to myself, will I? Will I? I know that time's coming. If it, as far as meaning give my life, in that given moment of whatever is being asked of me, that for me to have to say no to, that it might mean that they're going to cancel me out. I know that is a very well a possibility in my life, but I don't dwell on it. It's just, I did think about it earlier today and think, will I be able to do whatever I have to do when that day comes? And I do believe I will, but we never know till we're faced with it. I did a new song with my friend's 6-year-old daughter. Hey, that's cool. That's what I think is. I was talking to someone a while back, and they said they had used those AI music generators, but he said he had used. I think he had used one, but he would think of what kind of music he wanted to do. He'd have it arranged until he got it to where he wanted it, and then he, instead of like, he would record his own singing to the AI music. And like, if I was like, if I had a computer and I had the whatever it is you had, that's what I would like to do. Is like, since I don't have, like, I have a little drum kit here, but like, it'd be cool to like think something out, program it up, and then like I could record my own self singing to whatever kind of music I envisioned, or whatever I found to be. Now you got me thinking though, but I was going to play for a second here, and welcome to everybody that is here. I do, like I said, there's a couple people watching or just tuned in the past few minutes, and I'm just trying to do something to maybe entertain a little bit also. So, I hope your day is going well. I'm just improvising too, This thing is not going to last too long if I'm beating it too much. What I'm going to have to do is these are tiny ass drums, but I should be able to get a head for this, like if I could get some better heads on the tops anyway, because like, look at that I got a dent right here just from earlier, just playing a little too hard on it. Because truthfully, I don't know what I'll do. If I bust that head, that's the one I want to maintain. I want to make sure I don't pop just yet because I haven't took. Really, I don't think I've took the heads off. No, I put them on there. No, I can't remember. Yeah, I put them on there. I don't remember what this looks like inside because the the wire for a snare. It's got to have a wire in there, but I just don't remember it. It's not on the bottom of the bottom head. What do you mean, like? I don't. How would I? Are you saying like? I'm trying to think. Are you saying like, for instance, if I was to think, okay, this is the style of song I want. Find something like, send a song to you that of a band or something that I'm wanting it to be in that style. That's what I'm thinking you're saying. Like if I was to think, because I don't have the now, or are you, well, with as far as it being an MP3, that's what I'm meaning. Are you saying like, oh, a track? Well, I mean, a track like how would I? Because I don't have the. Oh wait. Anyway. Oh, okay. I got what you're saying. Well, I mean, I would just have to maybe. Right. I'll just have to play around with it then. Well, yeah, like okay, I got you. But the only, I mean, it wouldn't really be a track. I don't know how I would. I guess I would have to convert it into an MP3. Like if I come up with something and I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. Uh oh. Well, we'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. Yeah, like okay. We'll just have to figure. You'll just have to let me play around a little bit, and I'll just have to get like. I'll have to get like a solid, like like a minute or two of something, like a steady. I'll just have to practice something up. But what I was saying is, if once I have a laptop again, I really wish I hadn't screwed that up last year. That one that got sent to me. And plus, like, so. But what I was gonna like, I've always wanted to explore making beats myself. Like, just because I'm on a phone though. Like last year when I did have that laptop for a brief moment, I had a couple of different softwares downloaded. And I just never really. And then like the very next month, I didn't have the computer, so kind of screwed that one. Cut me a drum beat real quick, then give me an idea later. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Well, what I was thinking is, or I could just send you a little, I don't know, like, because if I did a beat that was pretty solid for like a minute, let's just say a solid minute, you could probably take that and then loop it and then turn it in and then come up with some guitar part to it or whatever. And then I don't know. It's like you could have the actual recording of the drums, even if it's a raw phone recording, be part of the. I don't know how much you can do that way, but that'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Like to have like someone like I get what you're saying, like, or even if it's just a steady beat to base an idea on. Okay, I got you. Well, like with lyrics, I'd kind of just come up with stuff out of my head, like while I'm just like I don't really like sit and write a lot down. Like I'll work out, like certain things come to me, and then I'm like, okay, that works, and then I'll just kind of like keep doing it, you know. And then sometimes if it seems like a good enough idea, I'll try to elaborate on it. A lot of it's just me doing improvs and coming up with a few little lines, like the other day I was just, what is it? I'm so happy. But yeah, I got you. You're, okay. Well, dang, Tomcat. Anyway, oh, turn this back around for a second. I got to take a little breather. That's probably the most I've played these little. Like I play, but like I'll come in here and play for a couple of minutes, like without recording or anything. And like if I'm like having a good little, like if I just come in here and beat on it for a couple of minutes, and then it's like I'm liking what I've got a good vibe. Then sometimes I'll get the camera and be like, let me see if I can, come up, like just come up, record a snippet or something that sound, just because it's fun to like, especially if I've uploaded to YouTube. Like I'm trying to create a little playlist, of any of the videos I make of just doing improvisation and maybe throwing some words with me playing. Oh. Oh. Well, I've noticed nobody like it always puzzles me when now of course I stumble across there's plenty of live streams I watch and I don't ever say anything in people's chats. But a lot of times that's because I'm either not there that long. Like if I'm only going to be there 5 or 10 minutes, sometimes I don't even care to be like, hey, and make myself known. Oh, it's probably because like I'm seeing your comments, but I'm using Restream. That's because the setting on my YouTube setting is for I had like I have it set so when I'm doing a solo stream through the YouTube app, it kind of moderates anything that might come through that's not really appropriate at the time. That's the only what, because like if I'm using the YouTube app, a lot of times somebody will send a message and it'll show me that this message was like I'll have to like hit that I want to see the message if I'm on the YouTube app. So it's like kind of, I just do that though because like I said, I don't age restrict. Like I don't make this when it gives me the option to make the live streams 18 or over. I don't do that really. So, but I say no, it's not made for children. Like it ain't meant for anybody like under a certain age, really. Like, in other words, I'm aware that there's sometimes people with young ears and young eyes that are watching. But like you know what I mean? Like, and part of it's because a lot of times I'm in the middle of the day. I'm always censored in this platform though. Well, I'm just getting that. Now I don't know. It shouldn't. Am I right? Like if is it doing that because I don't have it set as 18 and over? But I have it, where the AI will monitor some of what it like. It'll help me. Like so, if I'm on YouTube and I'm using the app and I'm totally solo and nobody in the chat is moderated, like if you weren't there or someone else and you get something going on, like, it catches stuff. Anyway, I think you already figured it out that I wasn't, because you saw that I was reading your comment. Or like I could see your comments. Really? I haven't, well, I guess I wouldn't know. Like if you've put something up and what do they do? Like take it down or give you a warning or you know what I mean? I don't know. Do they? Nope, the fuck up. I made a song about eating pussy. Oh, okay. I didn't know. That's weird. It seems like you would be able to. Oh, okay. Did you put it up to be age restricted though? Like, did you say this video is like only meant for 18 and older? I don't know how that works. I don't know why it would, because there's all kinds of fucking. When you go on YouTube, like you can go and find like a lot raunchier shit than that. People talking like in live streams about shit that's like really detailed, sexual and stuff. So I don't understand all that. Now, of course, they might have it like 18 and over. I don't know how that works. Like I said, because it's weird to me because you can still find like you can go and find David Allen Cole still. As far as I know, the last time I checked, like I can still find like some of the most raunchiest shit that you know what I mean? It's like weird, ain't it? Now, so I guess what you're saying is if I was to look in oh fuck. They just took it down. You put it up and they took it down. That's weird. without like because like if anybody report like I don't know, that's strange. See, I've only had like there was one time I had something taken. Well, let's see. It was that time I got a strike last year, and it was like when I did that short, uh, and it like I had my face, but behind me there was a picture of several different psychedelic drugs and whatever. If I remember correctly, it was taken down and like a strike was given because the AI reviewed it as I was trying to promote the use of drugs or the selling it or something. I don't know. I didn't take the time to realize that the way I did it might have presented it that way. It could have looked that way. So I just didn't even fucking care. Created the second channel, dealt with the strike, and after 90 days, if you don't get any more trouble, the strike disappeared. So, and then one time, there was a couple of times you remember last year I would make shorts. I had several shorts where I'd get on here on YouTube and I'd be smoking and be like, 420 and like I'd put the tag 420 and stuff. I had some of those. They had been up for a while, and then like a month or so after or two later, all of a sudden they were, I got it noticed. They weren't taken down, but they were age restricted because it was me smoking and like, so, which I guess makes sense. So the next time if I want to do a short little video and be like, 420, then I probably should just maybe put it where it's not really meant like, maybe put it 18 and over for that content. So, but still, you know what I mean? Like, I'll just do it. But the truth is, it doesn't matter really because, like I said, there are some people that watch my channel and sometimes are in the chat that are young and they're like, for whatever reason, their parents let them use their account. You know what I mean? Like, and they just like in other words, they're able to just be on their mom or dad's account and like. Now that's how my mom was though. When I was raised in the 80s, like when I was in elementary school, dude, we were like you probably were the same way. Like I had permission to go see rated R movies at the theater. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom had, like I'd been going for years. Like if there was a rated, like well, that was early on. Eventually they changed that. Remember? But you used to could take a letter up there from your parents or something, or your parents could go up there, or at least that's the way it was with us in our small town. If the theater knew that, like if the parent had given permission saying no, my kid can go, but then at some point the law changed where you had to have somebody 17 or older. But my mom didn't give a shit. Like like I had a pretty lenient mom, and so like I said. Plus, before my brother died, he taught me like a bunch of stuff. You remember those HBO Cinemax guides? He taught me what the word nudity was and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you got hit for hate speech. Oh, okay. You called out the fakes and someone. So YouTube decided on like it wasn't like necessarily. So YouTube said you're bullying or you're like, okay, I got you. I'd been talking for a second and I'd read like a couple of your messages, and then I'm just now kind of going back and seeing like a little bit. So forgive me for that there. But, you know, what was I even talking about? I don't remember. See, it's 2:30. I was looking at the time too. I hadn't been on here, or I hadn't really been paying attention on the time. I realized this has been a good stream. I appreciate you being here and interacting with me, man. As you can see, like I haven't really done a stream in a while where like I've had anybody on with me. Not that I couldn't have, but like there's been like I went what I was saying the other day. I had not been doing streams, or maybe yesterday when I texted you and everything. I hadn't been doing a lot of streams here recently, like over the past few weeks. Okay, I went through a little bout where like I had another week or so of I got back on the drinking, and I just kind of flaked out, and I didn't. I wasn't even keeping up too well with my Jesus Calling videos. Like there was a couple of days I missed on that. Then I had to catch up and do all that. But during a certain period, I stopped streaming as much just to try to take some time to myself. And the longer I stopped doing it, I started kind of getting in my own head and in a spot where when I wanted to go live again, I started feeling nervous about it. So I really like when I started back kind of trying to, a few weeks ago when I started back trying to at least get a few streams in through the week. Like, you know what I mean? Like I want to try to get where I'm almost at least one a day. It might be early in the morning. It might be late in the day. It might be in the middle of the day. A lot of times it works out best for me to be in the middle. I guess my point being was I'm just now starting to feel a little more comfortable where like if I wasn't even comfortable just knowing if I wanted to do a stream by myself and I do it and I wasn't even sure how long I'd be on, then I definitely, and I've said this before, it's like a lot of times I don't want to really open the doorway for someone to come on and we're not going to be like, if I start a stream and 20 minutes later I end it because something's like not feeling right, I definitely don't want to have somebody come on and be part of a stream and then I just get to feeling weird and need to end it. You know what I mean? Kind of want to know that now you can never know what's going to hit you. I'm not talking about like someone pulling up in my driveway and wanting to visit and I need to end the stream or whatever, or somebody's asking me to go somewhere and I got to go. I'm just meaning, it's just strange to me. But I appreciate whoever is watching. I appreciate you guys being here. Trying to think where else I can go with this, what I'm going to do. I knew, see, yesterday I started a stream in the morning. Like, I don't remember, was it like 9 or 9:30 or something? Like, it was pretty early, and most people ain't used to. I have done them in the mornings, but like, you know, it's like, I just kind of went on and, I think somebody was watching, but like nobody, I think it was just one person might have been watching, but they never said anything. But it wasn't a bad stream. It's just, you know, I think most people catch me, are used to me somewhere between, you know, I'm liable to, like 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock is usually kind of the time frame where I'm working with. So I'm slowly going to try to move up to getting back to where I start learning more about when I have a guest on or something, you know what I mean? Like if somebody came on, because that was like when you came on that time, that was real new to me and it's still new to me. So but I'm just trying to like work with. Plus, I like the community, man. I like being able to, for the most part, most streams at least a couple to three people are in and out or watch, and usually at least one person interacts like in the chat. And sometimes I've had, there's a few streams where, like recently, what, a week or two ago, we did a stream and went on for like over an hour and something. And then when I ended it, it showed that like 10 different conversations had been, someone had tried to make conversation in the chat and I never saw it. So something wasn't working that day. It kind of frustrated me because I was like, damn, if I had thought about it soon enough, I would have ended the stream, restarted to see if we could have fixed the issue, but I didn't. You can tell I'm kind of like just, I'm trying to navigate myself as we go too. So. But I'm glad that you're, so, when you said you got, when you said you got paid, are you talking about, is that your, are you drawing unemployment still, or did you find, like, I haven't known if you did find another job, or, because I know at one point you were looking, you had some applications and stuff. And I could easily have texted you and found out. I mean, I know that we could communicate more, but I think we both know we get tied up in our lives, man. Like, even though I ain't got much going on, man, sometimes in a day I just don't think about reaching out all the time. That's why, if a few weeks go by and I hadn't, I try to at least touch base with a few people, especially if I have their numbers. Like yesterday when I reached out to you, I like to, especially if someone's made that connection with me and we're on a level. But sometimes, it just happens that way. Sometimes before you know it, time is called up with you, and it's been months. Like with my sister, I can't remember how, it's been a few months since I've actually talked to her on the phone. And the last time I communicated with her has probably been about a month ago, maybe, I think, through a text or something. And I think we were going to try to talk over that weekend. We never did. And now if something was going on, like seriously wrong or something, somebody would either have contacted me, hopefully, if she couldn't communicate with me. But if something was going on and she could communicate with me, she'd let me know. She'd get in touch with me. Which is strange that I bring her up, because the past few days I've been talking about her, or I've been thinking about her, and I've been meaning, over the weekend I meant to see if she was off work and had time to talk, because she works a lot. She's always working, and when she is off work, she's usually cleaning the house, or she's doing something with the grandkids or whatever. It's like, man, I need to really, I'm bad about not, there's several appointments I've been putting off making. I'm long overdue for a regular checkup. Months ago, I had one set up and I had to cancel. I didn't go. Never called and reset it up. I need to call and reschedule that. Which that doctor I see, that'll probably be like, if I called today, I probably wouldn't be able to have my checkup till next month sometime, because they're always booked up. But since I don't have a cyst on my back going crazy right now, and hopefully that don't ring one up. But you know what I mean? I don't have my back lanced, or I'm not dealing with drainage in my back. Right now would be the best time for me to be contacting my general surgeon and going, hey, let's finally talk about my hernia and get that taken care of. I just bad about not really wanting to. If I had an easier way around, like of course I could use the public transportation, but you got to set that up a day in advance or whatever, and you got to know, and then they come early in the morning. And then when I get on that, I'm going to be gone all day once I'm gone. So it's like if I have it early, like I got to fill a few hours of time after I get out of my damn appointments and stuff. Okay, I didn't know you were gone. It's looking like there's a few people listening or whatever, but I'm thinking sometimes people tune into me and they're at work. There's a few people that have jobs that sometimes they'll be at work and they can't necessarily say anything in the chat, but they'll be like, have me on, just listening to me talk. I was actually kind of thinking about, I didn't know you had disappeared, and I don't even remember where I was at in conversation there for a second. I'm realizing I'm losing my train of thought a little bit. Like, look, I found this on the side of the road today, and it was like there was a box right there beside it, and it was a brand new box, and this was out, and this is what came. This is the brand that the box went to, but I picked it up. It works. I don't know if it's almost out of juice, but it's just a nicotine vape. But and I don't really smoke. I haven't smoked any tobacco in like a couple months. Now I bought a vape last month and used that for a little while until it was out. But I have found things like this several times on the side of the road. Like if they look fresh enough, like sometimes they'll stop working or be low. Someone thinks it's not like that it's completely done, toss it out. You pick it up, pull on it, still got something in it. It might only last a little while, but you know what I mean? But I'm pretty sure, unless this 0 means that it's almost out of fluid. I don't know if that's what that means. Because I don't know these things. But see how it looks. Anyway. Well, no, I was sitting here talking and I'd asked you a few questions. And then you never really, let me see where I was at. I was saying something at some point and I directed a question at you and I assumed you knew I was talking to you, but like at some point I was like, okay, maybe he's just listening or he got busy. And so now I know what was going on. I was talking and like I'd asked something. I don't even remember what it was. But I was okay, this is what I was talking about. I was talking about I didn't know you were talking about getting paid. And I asked if you were talking about a unemployment check or did you get a job? Like I wasn't because we hadn't communicated until yesterday. I hadn't really reached out to you on the phone. And I was saying sometimes we might have the best intentions, but time I've had where like I really there's someone really close to me, and we have communication, but sometimes before you know it, a few months has passed and you hadn't talked, and I was talking about when you showed back up, I'd just been talking about me and my sister haven't talked in months. And like, I think it's been like about a month ago, the last time we texted each other. So I was trying so that's where I was at that I had mentioned, that about did you get a job or are you talking about still drawing from where you got laid off or what was I thinking? Anyway, sorry about that. So I'm saying you were gone, so you didn't hear the question and all that. So, and it's irrelevant. It really doesn't matter. But in that same statement, I was saying, oh, well, I could have easily reached out anytime and asked you. But that's when I got into saying sometimes time will catch before you know it. Like you get caught up in your daily cycle of doing whatever the hell you're doing every day. And sometimes you've forgotten to like keep a connection or something going. But I think that's just part of life sometimes. But I like to like, even if I don't communicate with you on an everyday basis, every few weeks, if I've got someone's the ability to, I like to every so often when I realize, hey, I ain't talked to them in a while, I like to at least say, hey, how you doing? Hope you have a good day or hope a good week. Female only though. Ooh. Okay, well, also while you were gone and then you just came back in, right as you came back, I was oh, I don't know. I think maybe right before you came back, I was realizing I'm losing track of my thinking's kind of getting off in a little bit. So I was debating on do I need to kind of wrap this one up is what I was trying to think. You good, my brother. Phones go both ways. I could have reached out to. No, I understand that. It's like, you know how like sometimes it's not that we're not thinking about each other and it's not that I don't like, you know what I mean? And like sometimes it's easier for me to just make a comment every once in a while to you, but it's not really, you know, it's just like uh, like over the past couple of days, there's been a few people that I had not reached out to in a while, and I've reached out and did the same thing. Like just touched base with them to let them know I'm still. I knew they knew I was still around, but plus, not everybody has as much time on their hands like I do. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times that's why sometimes it's like, but you know, it was just a few weeks back that I was kind of going through a little bit of a down period. Like I was saying, it's only been since I'd say the past 2 weeks have been some of the best 2 weeks I've had in the past month and a half or so, as far as uh, the levels of what I like. I would kind of get on I'd get to kind of coming back up in the right sense in my mind. Then I'd take another, dive and spend 5 or 6 days like just avoiding reality. And then, when I come back to it and go, hey, I gotta get back on the wagon. I gotta get my life back. I gotta get this routine back, like that I had. Like I've been doing more walking. Ever since last week, I've started at least doing one small walk a day, if not a couple. Where last year I was walking anywhere from 2 or 3 times a day, a couple of miles or more at a time. And then like it got to where I went through a bunch and got physically like where I couldn't do as much walking. But I've gained a lot of weight during all that shit too. So I'm like trying to get myself back more. I got to be more active. And so like physically, at least a little bit. Oh, oh. Yeah, so I guess I'm trying to figure out where I'm about to go. See, because prior to you probably going to the store, I was realizing I'd been on a little over an hour. and then sometime in between you going to the store and now, you know what I mean? Like we've got, and it doesn't matter. I've got all the time in the world. It's just I'm also thinking about what else do I want to do or should I do for the day? And one thing is just staying cool. So when I do end the stream, more than likely I'll go in my room for a little bit, turn my air conditioner on, and cool down for a little bit before I take task on any chore or another walk or anything like that. Because right now, let me tell you, the sun's pretty much beating down. There was some hot girls at the Circle K. You know, that is one thing. Like, I like to, when I do get to go out in town, it's not just that looking at good looking women, but I like to just observe people. But yeah, you know, when I get out, it's like nice, you know, like it's just nice to, well, for one, I don't get out much. So when I'm able to be out and actually, even if it's just walking in or around town, you know, like when I do get bored and take off and walk into the town or something and go to Dollar General or whatever, you know. Like I'm broke today. I'll be like I'm waiting on payday next week, and but there's nothing in particular that I can think that I absolutely have to have today. You know what I mean? Like I still got a little food, all that. My dog has food. I've got smoke. You know what I mean? Like so, like I was doing that kind of. I was kind of like thinking to myself earlier today when I walked, like because it's a nice day. Like I was like, oh man, you know. But like, because I thought about going to the stop sign, and I was like, well, what else? Like, what would I do if I came up with a few bucks? And you know, I don't want to. Like, I was like, I don't feel like doing that. I was like, I'm just going to enjoy my day. A new broad named Melody looked at to me. Yeah, you know, I never know. Like, at least it's a smile. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a shock or like you're disgusting. uh, anyway, dude, I think I see. I keep losing my frame of thought, and like when I get to going like that, like that's usually for me. Like that's also a signal for me to maybe, like I said, like wrap it up for a while. Like not like wrapping it up if you're having sex, you know, like putting a wrapper on it, but but you know what I'm saying. I wish there was something I could tell you that I had planned that I really, but yeah. Oh, that's what I am thinking. When we end this here in a minute, I am going to tie this up here in just a second. I'm going to go in my room and get cool. I got the looks. I'm just socially retarded. I don't know. I think my social skills are pretty decent, but I'm just sometimes I keep to my like when I'm in public, it's like it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. A lot of times I like when I go out though and get to it's nice when you can talk to a few people and have a small conversation in the middle of the day while you're out in town or something. Yeah, I just remember that used to be the way that they used to describe it. Wrap it up, you know. But anyway, and you got the joke, yeah. Uh, So what I am going to do is I'm going to sign off here. We're gonna wrap this up. Like I said, the live stream, and I appreciate you being here, Tom. I don't know who else is watching this entire time. It looks like we've had 2 other people consistently viewing. And I do appreciate it, whoever that is. And I wasn't talking about being broke to like say any begging or anything. You know, I always put my information in the chat just in case somebody does want to send something, but that's not the intention. It's not like I don't get on here to. Now, there has been times if there was something I seriously thought I needed, I'd make a post in the community about it, or I would fucking get on here and I'd say something, you know. I'm just glad to be blessed to still be alive. And like, hell, I'm even glad to have an air conditioner in my damn window in my room. Oh, yeah. The only time I usually ever used them was if it was requested. That's that's poor judgment, on my part, but. Usually anybody, like if I was in a long-term relationship, usually at some point, most of every girlfriend I had, was on birth control or something. So like, because we were like together and we knew we were together. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end this stream. I wish y'all the best for the rest of the day. And remember to stay cool. Blowing your nose with a little help. But yeah, stay cool today, man. Also hydrated, plenty of water. I've done drank this whole bottle of water. I'm going to give me another cold water. Go in my room, cool down for a little bit. And kind of collect myself and figure out what the rest of the day is going to bring. So I love you guys. You know how we say it on this channel, though. Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment, over and out. Ditto.